All right, so welcome back. In our previous lesson, we looked at the paragraphs in HTML, and so today we're going to look at what we call empty elements in HTML. All right, so to just go through what we have done so far, we've looked at root elements, HTML element, and then we looked at the head element, the body. And if you closely observe, you'll notice that most of these elements, they do contain an opening tag and a closing tag, except for this one, the first one, which is the doc type element. These elements that do contain an opening and a closing tag, we call them container elements, okay, because they contain some kind of content or they have some elements nested inside them. Right? And so today we're looking at empty elements. And so what are these empty elements? Empty elements are elements that do not contain any content or any information between them. All right? So what it literally means is they do not have a closing tag. For instance, the first one, this one, does not have a closing tag. And so we call this an empty element. All right, so I want to look at the examples over here. And so some of the examples that we have in HTML, of course, I'm not going to exhaust the whole list, right? They do some kind of, an action on your web page, most of these elements that are empty elements, right? So I'm going to start with the HR element, HR, which is for horizontal rule. Okay, so let's see this at work. Now I've put this just below my paragraph here. Let's see what it does, this HRM element. You don't have to put a closing tag for this one, okay? It's a self-containing element. It's just an empty element, okay? No information, no whatsoever, right? So if I'm to save this and let's right-click and run this, open this in with Live Server and see what it does. Okay, so if I'm to go here, you'll see this line over here. This is because I put this element over here, the horizontal rule. So let's say I want to separate these. I want to put a line on top of my paragraph and below my paragraph. So I'll have to come up here and put another HR here. And so now I have two lines here, as you guys can see. All right, so this is one of those elements that we use, which is an empty element. You don't need to provide any content. You just write the element, just one tag, and that's enough. Okay, we also have what we call the BR element, which is for line breaks. Okay, so let's assume that in this paragraph of mine, I want to separate this paragraph into two paragraphs. Okay, so currently I just have one paragraph, as you guys can see. So I want to break it somewhere here and put this on another line. So I have to use what we call the BR tag. Okay, so it's somewhere, let me see. Let's assume it's up here or somewhere here. Okay, so I can put what we call the BR tag, okay? The BR for line break. Okay, so let me put a space here, BR, and press and enter. And then you can see this is an empty element, okay? Its job is to provide some line breaks. Okay, so as you guys can see, there is already a line break here. If I want to push this content down, what I have to do is provide extra line breaks. Okay, so I have to provide more BR tags, and then just like that. And if I am to save this and check this out, you will see now we have these divided into two paragraphs. Okay, so the BR tag will just provide you with line breaks. And, if you want even, extra space, you could go on to provide more BR tags. For instance, I could, put another BR tag here and save this and check out. And you will see, the text is moving down. All right, so this is why you might need a BR tag, but it does not have an opening and a closing tag. It's just a self-containing tag. We call this an empty tag. All right, we also have other empty elements. For instance, we have what we call the image element. This one is also an empty element. Don't mind about what is inside here. Let me remove these and you will see that it does contain only one tag. Okay, that's just the opening tag. We also have some others like the input element. don't mind about what is inside here, but as you guys can see, it only contains the opening tag. Okay, so we have many others which I will not mention in today's video, and so today we are focusing on empty elements, and these include the BR, the image, and the input, etc. We can classify our elements into container elements and empty elements, and so today we're focusing on empty elements. I hope you guys learned something today. Don't forget to put a like, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in our next video. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.